of warm air over top of the cold air that we have in place down at the surface. So you think of the atmosphere in three dimensions. We have cold here, you've got a warm layer in the middle, and then it's cold again above that. The deeper that warmth gets and the farther north that freezing line moves, the more likely it is that we change over to rain in Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, Pell City, Anniston, Talladega, through Shelby County, Chilton County by midday to early afternoon tomorrow. But to the north, in the Tennessee Valley, Gadsden, Lookout Mountain, Cherokee County, I don't think we're going to have much of a changeover. The way you can visualize this is the profile of a face. The profile of the atmosphere, very similar. You're either on the cold side or you're on the warm side of the freezing line. And this warmer air, we call it a warm nose because it kind of looks like a nose. The deeper that warm air, the more liquid the precipitation. The shallower that warm air is, or the thinner the little layer is above our heads, the more likely it is to be snow or sleet. And Taylor, we're going to have a mix of this. The timing, the impacts, all of that matters greatly from point to point around central Alabama.
Absolutely. That's really going to determine your impacts. And at times you might see one of those types or even a mixture of a few of those types at once. So looking at the timeline here for the arrival and the duration of that wintry mix, we are expecting a wintry mix to fall in cities like Aliceville, Fayette, Hamilton, Tuscaloosa, Marion between midnight and 10 a.m. That wintry mix moves into locations like Jasper, Coleman, Birmingham, Talladega, Alexander City between the hours of 2 a.m. and noon is when you're most likely to see that wintry mix. And then for our northeasternmost communities like Gadsden, Anniston, Center, between the hours of 3 a.m. and 3 p.m. So a little bit longer duration of that wintry mix for you. Breaking it down hour by hour. This is 11 p.m. this evening. We've got temperatures in the 30s at that point. We've still got the wintry precip off to the west, but it does move in after about midnight, spreading across central Alabama by 3 a.m. And you'll notice over North Alabama, this is falling as snow. That's the blue color there. But the pink, that's where we have that wintry mix. That could mean some sleet. That could mean sleet mixing with snow. We could have some freezing rain. And then farther south, a cold rain mixing with sleet at times. So as we move towards 6 a.m., we still have this zone right along the I-20 corridor with that wintry mix, and that's going to lead to some hazardous travel conditions. So basically, I-20 northward through the first half of the day is where we expect most of the travel impacts, and especially over North Alabama, where we continue to see a steady snow falling for places like Huntsville. This is 9 a.m. We've got that zone of wintry mix along and just north of the I-20 corridor over North Alabama near Huntsville, snow falling, and then you see all the greens and yellows here. That is heavy rain, cold rain, and potentially some sleet mixing in at times. Now, all this will be exiting through the evening hours. We're said and done with all that preset by about 7 p.m. However, we're not totally done with the event because we can have impacts late Friday into early on Saturday as any lingering moisture freezes on the roads. That means some patchy black ice possible early on Saturday. If you can avoid travel during the morning, do so. We will eventually warm above freezing, and then I expect any kind of travel impacts to go away. Quick look at our snowfall totals. 2 to 4 inches over North Alabama. That's where you saw on the future view more of that blue color. They're going to get a longer duration of snow. A little bit further to the south is where we have that mixture of snow and also sleet mixing in at times, and that's going to limit our snowfall total. So up to 1 inch for the Birmingham metro. Further south that you live, more likely you are to see just a cold rain with some sleet mixing in at times through the day tomorrow. So the worst of the winter weather is going to bring those travel impacts, especially during the first half of the day, and then we'll watch for some patchy black ice to develop once again early on Saturday.
Tonight, the death toll rising in Los